everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and welcome to my tower, and also welcome to the very first episode of Tea Time with Tay. Today I am just drinking the Yogi Raspberry Passion Energy Support. So I've been wanting to do this series for a while where I literally just sit down and talk to you guys and we can just really build that kind of friendship. I just want you guys to feel closer to me. I want to feel closer to you guys. So I did ask you over on Instagram to submit some topics for me to talk about today. And I do have 3 big topics that we will be discussing today. So just make sure that you're following me over on Instagram if you want to participate in these in the future. But my intentions for this series is literally just for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, for me to know you guys a little bit better through the questions that you ask me, and for this to just be like a big hangout session if you want to have some tea with me. But yeah, I just want this to be like our little safe space where we just hang out. I can give you guys life advice. We can talk about anything Disney related, obviously. We can talk about what I do for work, anything that has to do with my life. I don't really care. I'm pretty much an open book. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this series, and without further ado, let's get into our topics for today. So the first topic I got asked to discuss today is just a typical day in my life with the job that I have. So if you didn't know, I am a freelance video editor. I did graduate with a degree in radio, TV, and film in 2020, and for a little while I was full-time employed with a local production company until they unfortunately closed down, and then I just decided to continue editing on my own time, and I just kind of kept those same clients that I had from my job. So luckily I kind of already had people to work with. I do have about 3 or 4 consistent clients who give me all of my work. So I'm very lucky in that aspect because it can be very hard to find work as a video editor, especially where I live. So the kind of work that I typically do is weddings. I've done commercials. I've done tons of documentaries. I do actually have one documentary on Amazon Prime that I worked on for about a whole year. So that is called Utter Nonsense if you want to check that out, but it does cost money, unfortunately. And I do actually have a documentary premiering next Friday, so I'm looking forward to that premiere. But yeah, I typically just do a lot of weddings. That is the majority of my work. I actually just picked up a new client within the last few weeks who has given me 5 weddings to edit, so I just got 1 done of those. I do wedding edits for another guy that I've been working with for years. But yeah, whenever those are done, I just kind of send them back to him. Whenever he has another one ready for me, he'll give it to me. It's very easy for me to do because I do have a creative eye for these kinds of things. But yeah, overall I have done a lot of commercials, documentaries, weddings, pretty much anything corporate wise I will do. So yeah, that is typically the kind of work that I get. But now let's get into what a day in the life of a video editor, at least for me, looks like. So where I currently am is my home. This is my apartment. I live here with my boyfriend Brad and our little daughter Luna. But I don't work from here, so I do actually work from my parents' house because our family dog Sophie is a diabetic and she kind of needs her sugar monitored throughout the day. She wears one of those little like freestyle Libres on her back, so we're able to monitor her sugar. So if she gets below a certain point, I have to kind of give her food, and I'm also just there to let her out because my parents are obviously gone at work all day, and with her diabetes she tends to have a UTI pretty much all the time. We always monitor her and she's regulated on a medicine and stuff like that, but it's still just like we need someone there to constantly let her out because when she has to go, she has to go. It just kind of works out for my parents for me to work there. It kind of works out for me. I kind of get to get out of the house, so I don't mind going over there and getting my work done. But yeah, while I'm there I will just work on whatever project's deadline is up first. So right now I have weddings that are due every 2 weeks, and that will take me up until November. So for the wedding edits, I will do 1 highlight, and then I will do also a ceremony and a speeches edit. So that's technically 3 different videos, but I deliver them all at the same time. And that takes me anywhere between 2 to 3 days, just depending on how many hours I put in, because I do take a lot of breaks during the day because working on my computer screen is honestly a little rough for my eyes. Even though I do wear blue light glasses, I just can't really stare at a screen for 8 hours straight. I'll go like make myself a smoothie, or you know, go make my coffee, and sometimes I'll just go for a little walk. I'll jump on my trampoline. So that's really nice that I get to make my own hours because there's literally no one above me to tell me what to do and when to do it, so that's really nice. Documentaries I work on consistently for about a month, if not more, typically for the ones that I am currently working on. I do have one due in November. I really haven't started on that one yet, so I'm not really going to focus on that project too much until I get back from my trip because I do have a ton of deadlines before then. But basically I do map out my month and I just make sure that I'm going to be receiving enough income, and I also just make sure that I'm capable of completing all my deadlines. And right now I have so much work because normally I'll just have like 1 wedding at a time, 1 documentary, and then you know I can kind of add on as I feel you know I need to. But right now I do have, I think, like 7 or 8 projects on my plate, so it's a lot, but I'm managing my time pretty well. I'm working on the weekends now just because I am taking off an entire week at the end of this month and the beginning of October. So I just really like can't be as lenient with my time as I normally am. But having a lot of work is definitely a good problem because in my field, it's definitely not easy to find work, like I said. Overall, I do really love my job. It's just the fact that like I don't always know when I'm gonna have consistent work. The fall time tends to be pretty busy for me. The summer is usually pretty slow. Winter time is usually pretty slow. So it really just depends when there's weddings for me to edit, when there's documentaries for me to be working on, commercials. It's just very kind of go with the flow. I'm not really able to like make a consistent schedule or have consistent income, so that is definitely not great. It is the biggest downfall to my job. I'm currently very happy, but I just don't think that this is going to be something I can do long term, simply because it's just not really enough to pay my bills and take me to Disney as often as I want to. So my goals currently are to have my YouTube channel take off enough that this will be able to financially support me. Hopefully sometime next year I'll be able to start profiting off of this and then be able to make this my job. That's the dream. I just don't know if that's actually going to be able to happen, but that is what I'm currently kind of planning on. I'm just kind of hoping that comes to fruition, but I don't see myself being an office kind of girly, corporate kind of job, nothing like that. I really just love making my own hours. I definitely want to continue doing this in some sort of fashion, whether it's editing for other people, editing my own videos, but I really enjoy making my own hours. It's not something I want to give up, even if it means I don't make as much money. That's just kind of like the gist of my job, I guess. But what a typical day in my life looks like is I just get to my mom's house in the morning, I have my celery juice, I get my projects started, I will load up my computer and check my emails and just kind of map out my day, see what projects I need to work on, and then I will kind of map out my whole week as well, just figuring out my YouTube content as well as all of my work content that needs to be done. I will usually get my Instagram post up while my computer is loading and just kind of like settling in, and then I will have my coffee and then start actually working for the day. And then, like I said, I'll usually take like a little bit of a lunch break. I'll kind of hang out with Soph, we'll go outside. If I feel like going for a little walk or, you know, jumping on the trampoline, whatever I can do while my videos are either rendering or exporting or uploading, or if I'm downloading stuff, just kind of like things that I don't necessarily need to be at my desk for, because there's a lot of that is involved in my job. And so I will work for about, you know, 8 hours a day like a typical person does. And when my mom gets home from work, we like to go for walks. But yeah, I hope that answers the question. If you have anything else you want me to kind of get a little bit deeper into when it comes to like my job or like what I do specifically as an editor or anything like that, please go ahead and let me know. But that is what a day in the life looks like for me as a video editor. So the next topic I got asked is advice for anyone wanting to start or grow their YouTube channel. So I do really appreciate that response, but I don't think that I'm qualified enough to answer it. But I will just share with you guys what I've learned so far on my YouTube journey. I did create my YouTube account from my previous account, so I just kind of deleted all my older videos or like privated them, and then I decided to just start consistently posting every single Friday. I do wish that I had just created a fresh account, so that's like my first piece of advice is if you're wanting to make a YouTube channel and you do already have one and it's old, just definitely start fresh. That would be my first piece of advice, because I do think that has hindered my view count in a sense. But I did start with, I think it was 90 subscribers, so I was like, oh well, that's kind of a head start, so I'll just start there. Maybe the people who are already subscribed to me will want to see Disney content, because beforehand I was just kind of doing like summer diaries and like projects with my friends and stuff like that, so it just wasn't the same kind of content. But yeah, I do wish I had started with my own Taylor's Tower email, my own Taylor's Tower account. So yeah, I want to say I reached maybe 200, 300 subscribers after a year of doing this. I know before my trip in February, I think I was like really stuck in the 300s for a while, and I remember hitting 400 subscribers right after my trip, and that was really exciting. And that was back in February of this year, and now here we are in September, and I'm currently standing at 830 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. I've just literally doubled my growth in the last, you know, 6 months or so, so that's been really exciting. But what has definitely helped me to grow on YouTube is, one, in my description I have a bunch of keywords, so anything that I discuss in that video I will put as a keyword, which helps your search engine optimization or your SEO. So when people are searching for videos, if they have those kinds of keywords that I have in my description, it will put me closer to the top. But my biggest piece of advice for people who are trying to grow on YouTube is to create shorts, because once I started creating shorts, I think I did this like literally right after my trip, and I've doubled my subscriber count. So I can say firsthand that making shorts will absolutely help your account. I do definitely think that my biggest pieces of advice for creating, you know, YouTube content and how to grow is, one, to be consistent. So far this year, and I don't plan on doing this, but I haven't skipped a single video. And in the years prior, I would just not post on a Friday if I didn't have an idea, or, you know, if I just didn't really have the time, like I wouldn't put as much effort in, because back then I was like, well, I only have a couple hundred subscribers, like who cares? But these people are subscribed for a reason. They do want consistent content, and I feel like that is kind of our duty as creators to give people consistency. So yeah, I know that that's something that people say a lot, but it really is important. So being consistent, using keywords in your description, and posting YouTube shorts, I think will really help any account, because I've seen it really help my account. And I don't personally do this just because I really like to create content that I want to make and what I enjoy making and what I personally would want to see. But what you could do is do research for your niche and see what videos are performing really well. Obviously, if you're in the Disney community, what I think really helps is park content. And I always find that packing videos do really well. I've had really bad packing videos before, at least in my opinion. You know, they're filmed at night and just not very entertaining, but they still perform really well because people want to see Disney trip prep. So I know that I try to do like Disney trip prep and planning and outfit planning and all those kinds of videos, because I know that's what I like and I know that's what people like to see. But yeah, if you're in the Disney community, Disney park content is huge and people just love park vlogs. So I really love those too, which is why I love to go to the park so often. Well, that's not the only reason, but you know, it's part of the reason why I really like to go so often, is because I really like to document my time. I like to make my videos honestly for my own memories. That was the reason I really wanted to start doing this, because I do have a terrible memory, and if I didn't vlog things, I wouldn't know that they happened. So it really helps you if you have bad memory. But yeah, I would definitely say that you could do research for your niche and seeing what videos perform well and seeing what people are titling their videos, what's in their descriptions, what keywords they're using. And honestly, I just think that really being true to yourself and being as creative as you possibly can, creating videos that you're not seeing anybody else doing, so it really helps you to stand out. Like for me, my monthly ratings of the new Disney merch is something that I created completely on my own, but I definitely also think that creating a consistent kind of series can really help, like what I'm doing. If your subscribers can kind of know what they're in for, and you know, even if it's just one video a month, like for me, my monthly rating videos, I do have like consistent subscribers that are constantly watching those videos because they know that they're going to be getting one of those every month. Overall, I think consistency, keywords, I think that if you can do some SEO research on your own for, you know, people in your niche and what people are interested in, but also staying true to yourself and creating content that is, you know, tailored specifically to you and what you want to put out, what you want to create, I think that your people will find you eventually. But yeah, I don't think that I'm super qualified in this, because I've been doing this for over 2 years and I still am not at a point of monetization, which everyone is on their own journey and I really can't compare myself to anybody else. But yeah, creating shorts will really help. I think that's probably the best thing you can do. So the last question says, do you also want to visit every Disney park in the world? Which one is your favorite so far? So far, I've been to Disneyland, California, and I've been to Walt Disney World. My favorite is Disney World. I don't think that anything will ever top it. However, I will say I do have plans to visit every single international park before I turn 30, and I'm 26. As far as all the Asia parks, I will say that those will be happening before Paris, so you know, look forward to that, if you know what I'm saying. But yes, as far as the question, do I want to visit every single park in the world? The answer is 100% yes. It's been on my bucket list for as long as I can remember, and just the fact that I have a plan for doing everything before I turn 30 is really exciting, because then I feel like I can just kind of settle down a little bit more in my 30s, and I'm very much an adventurous person. I really want to travel and see the world, but for now, I'm just really focused on the Disney parks, and I just think that's going to be so much fun when I do eventually get to see them all. So yes, I do have a plan to visit every single Disney park, and my favorite, I want to say forever and always, will be Disney World, specifically Magic Kingdom, just because, you know, I went to Disney World as a kid. I currently go there and create all of my favorite memories, and it's only a 2-hour flight for me, and it's just like the OG for me. So it's always going to be my favorite, but I'm also very excited to see the rest of the Disney parks around the world. And we are just about finished our tea. I think I have like about a sip left, so let's go ahead and finish that. So that is all that I have for this first episode of Tea Time with Tay. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you had a cup of tea with me, I hope you enjoyed your tea as well. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask me literally anything over on Instagram. I will probably do these little kind of questionnaires whenever I make these videos, or if you just want to comment down below on this video and let me know what you want to see for the next episode, that's great as well. We do have trip videos coming up. We are going to do daily vlogs for Vlogmas this year, and then early next year I also have another trip planned, so you guys will have lots of fun content coming from from me. But as far as Tea Time with Tay, I will probably do the next one during my Vlogmas series. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your constant, you know, support and watching my videos and liking them, commenting, whatever you do. I do really appreciate it, and nothing goes unnoticed. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe because we have so much fun content coming. I can't wait for you guys to be a part of it all. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye.